Road Wars follows an elite unit from the Thames Valley Police. The two-man teams patrol in high-performance unmarked cars and are in the front line against criminals. Coming up on tonight's show, the team take on Slough's biggest drugs haul.
These ones here are £20 bags of heroin.
And tackle dangerous drivers. Also in the programme, kids in trouble and cars in a spin. In Road Wars, the unexpected is always just around the corner. One of the chief aims of the proactive unit is to disrupt criminal activity by targeting the crooks once they get into their cars. Sighted near Heathrow Airport and close to the M4, M25 and M40 motorways, hundreds of thousands of cars pass through Slough every hour. It's a lot of vehicles, but the team are very skilled.
Our particular role, although we're a roads policing, is we're not looking at general members of the public. We're out there to target, your travelling criminals who use the road networks. We're looking at any variety of offences, really. Whereas it's not just traffic offences, that's a good enough excuse to pull people, but we're looking at sort of crime, drugs, all that type of thing. Fill your boots, whatever you get, really.
Call sign Tango Victor 3-1, Chris Piggott and Simon Hills have returned to the scene of a pursuit. Three lads had jumped into the road to try and stop them catching a stolen motor. As they turn up, two blokes in a car set off Chris's criminal radar.
Change the channel, mate.
Yeah, Chris, have a good sniff. I will.
Simon thinks there's an odd whiff coming from the stopped car.
I can smell cannabis coming from your vehicle.
Yeah.
OK, so what I intend to do is search you to make sure you've got no cannabis on you. Have you got any on you? OK, is there any in the vehicle? No? You sure about that? Yeah. OK, you can't get out because you're locked in at the moment. What I'm telling you is you're being detained for the purpose of a search under Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act. Watch my back for me, mate, while I search him. That's it, mate. Keep your arms down, it's not America. You got anything sharp?
Chris checks the details of the two blokes on his radio as the driver appears increasingly nervous.
Spin your legs round for us.
The pair may have secured the back doors of the police car, but the front ones are still unlocked.
Tango Victor 3-1, male, make it off. Shall we?
The prisoner has jumped out the driver's door and legged it. He's also hurdled a 6-foot fence in his desperation to get away.
Right, sit back in there, my friend, put your feet back in. Do you want to stay with this bloke and I'll go and look for him? I've not searched him or anything.
Right, yeah, mate.
Leaving his partner with the now cuffed passenger, Chris starts to search for the runner.
3-1, we were in the green, the man has made off back, across from there. I've left my crewmate with one male detained in the vehicle and I'm conducting an area search.
Simon thinks he saw the bloke dive into a garage and guides Chris to the spot.
No, next one down. That's it.
It's clear, isn't it? Right. Yeah, no, that's free, that's clear. Thank you. Right, nice, OK.
I've nicked him on suspicion of possession.
That's fine, I'll only detain you for a drug search. Come in, my friend. Take this off. Don't do this.
Don't. You're showing me, huh?
Yeah, I've got an ambulance on scene. I think he's going to be walking wounded, but he's going to have a look at him now, and I've got the prisoner with me. Over.
All right.
Got him?
Yeah.
Chris hands over the passengers to other officers as Simon gets his knee seen to.
Well, we're running up to A&E anyway. Get it sorted out.
No idea.
Chris checks out the bin bag.
That is a bag of herbal cannabis, and it stinks to high heaven. No one really wanted to run away. Simon's been speaking with the driver. He's had him in the back of our vehicle, but as I've looked across, the male we've got in the back of our car, who wasn't at that time under arrest, has got out of the driver's door, legged it across to these wooden panel fences here, and I can see that Simon is right up behind him, and he's struggling to get over the fence. What it looked like to me was someone got hold of the guy's legs, and he's kicked out, and Simon's fallen down and hurt his leg. I've called up for other units, but at this moment in time, there's no trace of this person. However, we've hopefully got people going around to the various addresses of who we think he is to nick him.
Back at the station, Chris discovers that even though the man has disappeared, he's left some clues behind.
The mug forgot to take his phone when he ran off. We've also got his bank account, and it just shows you the sort of money that's involved in this sort of thing. With the period from 3rd of October to the 3rd of November, that's 1 month, and he's paid in £12,500. So we're talking big amounts of cash that you can understand why people take the risks. So we'll go and book all this in and secure it, and then we'll get the whole lot sent away. We'll get prints and everything off of it, so we get a watertight conviction when we do get this young lad in.
Speeding away from the Lothian Borders Police is his stolen white car in the seaside suburb of Cramond. The bloke in the BMW doesn't want to stop. One police unit have got in front of the car with a stinger device to puncture its tyres. It's 4:30 in the morning, and despite being one tyre down, the delinquent driver speeds away at over 70 miles an hour. It's far too fast for the road, and he's pushing his luck to the edge. The car has tipped over the bank onto the promenade, more than 20 feet below. It takes the cops more than 10 minutes to reach sea level by more conventional means. When they arrived at the bashed-up Beamer, it's long been abandoned. So, no one there, but a forensic examination identified the thief, who was picked up a few days later and charged. Volvos, like the one in front, are meant to be some of the most robust cars around. The drivers have a reputation for being safety conscious. So it's some surprise when the trooper asks for the boot to be opened. And out pop a gang of 1, 2, and 3 children. All in the boot without their seatbelts. That's no way to keep your kids safe. Pressure is growing for more and more coaches and school buses to be fitted with seatbelts. The ride to school appears to be getting increasingly rocky, but no one was prepared for the next manoeuvre. Running off the road, the bus has flipped on its side, tipping everyone out of their seats and onto the windows. Luckily, no one was too seriously injured. In Slough, Chris Ruff and Charlie Etheridge, Tango Victor 3-2, are on a surveillance mission to catch a wanted man. They're sitting in their unmarked car overlooking a fast food restaurant.
Okay, we just parked up at the moment. We believe a gentleman that's quite well wanted in Slough. That's due to be attending the McDonald's opposite very, very shortly. So we're just keeping keeping observations on the premises, waiting for him to come round, really. Hopefully when he does, we'll be able to jump on him and take him into custody. And a couple of Big Macs, perhaps.
It's not long before the wanted man is spotted nearby.
Are they in the McDonald's now? Yeah, at the drive-through or what? Right. Yeah, we're just opposite McDonald's now.
They pinpoint his position as they move in for the strike.
I think he's just going up to the counter.
The man who's wanted for a public order offence has a history of legging it from the police, so they have to act quickly.
Hello, Mr. How are you? You want on warrant, unfortunately.
Hey, with that camera, man. Look, I've got my kids dead. Ow. Hey, what are you being so heavy-handed for? What the are you being so heavy-handed for?
OK, mate, listen what the officer's got to say to you.
Listen to the
Currently under arrest.
Listen. You don't have to say anything. But the main we do not mention when questioned.
Yeah, okay. Can you calm down then?
So maybe give evidence.
Look, my kids are there, mate.
We'll sort them out in a minute.
Ow!
Your head.
Trainer, did you see that? Sake, man.
It's no happy meal for the bloke as he's swiftly arrested and taken away.
Is there any need to be that heavy-handed in front of me kids, mate? Come on.
Well, unfortunately, we know that you do runners, don't we?
OK. You got anything on you that you shouldn't have?
There's no need for that in front of me kids, boy.
Well, unfortunately...
We've dealt with you before, haven't we?
Oh, no, but
we've had we've had a few fun and games. Well, to be honest with you, I don't know your kids, do I? You could have been there with anybody. All right.
Do them a bit looser.
The crackdown on drugs in Slough, Operation Falcon, is reaching a climax. The drug squad have identified a major dealer and are now lying in wait for him. 2 proactive teams around the corner providing the backup for the raid.
At this moment in time, we're on an operation with local officers in Slough with the intention of closing down a drug dealing ring that's been going on for a short time. They've got observations on certain persons, and when the time is right, they're going to call us in to take those people out and hopefully recover a large amount of drugs. There's approximately 20 officers involved in the operation in total, and that will be plainclothes officers, uniformed officers, and then ourselves. There's 2 cars, ourselves and 3 tools. So,
in Tango Victor 3-2, Chris and Charlie are taking advantage of the wait.
I don't know, I've seen it in the movies. It's an integral part of a stakeout, isn't it? Coffee and eating food out of a brown paper bag.
the observations are taking place from various locations so that they can remain covert, and then as each observation gets a sighting on the subjects, they call it through until eventually the subjects reach our location, at which point we'll hopefully be putting in a strike and taking them out.
The drugs team have discovered their target picks up his deals by taxi at the same time every day.
Yes, subject 1 has arrived in a dark green Ford, possibly a Galaxy, with the prefix of Yankee.
What's happened now is the lad that we're looking at has just been seen, we believe, to approach the front door of the premises. We're just waiting for him to go in, basically, and come out. And when he comes out, we expect that he might well be in possession of a quantity of drugs. And at that point, we're hopefully going to jump on him.
Well, the magic words is going to be strike, 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 and when that happens, hopefully Chris won't stall the car and we'll be off and running.
Stand by, incoming call.
The magic words are strike, strike, strike. Here we go.
Right. Strike, strike, strike.
All the units spring into action. As Simon and Chris arrive, the target has already been arrested.
You sit up for the police and stand you up, okay?
As the man is lifted to his feet, a packet falls out of his pocket. It seems they have the right bloke. Bagged as evidence, it looks certain to be hard drugs, heroin or crack. Amid the chaos of the raid, Charlie seems to have drawn the short straw.
This isn't quite what I had in mind, doing traffic control. So the old traffic officer dies, never lose it.
Chris and Simon take the prisoner back to the nick, while upstairs in the house, the operation has hit the jackpot. There are drugs everywhere.
Each one of those is a £20 lot of crack cocaine. These ones here are £20 bags of heroin.
Some of the bags contain larger rocks of crack waiting to be cut up and sold on the streets.
That's where, obviously they're using the Stanley knife to cut up one of the rocks of crack into smaller deals, and each one will be weighed with a pair of digital scales.
The team then make another substantial discovery.
That's solid heroin. That's how you'd expect to find it coming into the country as a solid. And it depends on the purity how much that's worth. But as it comes into the country, it's most pure. And then they cut it and lace it and increase the volume of it with all sorts of things, even down to rat poison and stuff.
The forensic officers dust for fingerprints, while downstairs Chris has his own search going on.
That's right, it's empty. Hoping to find something in there.
No one ever checks the bin. You always find some drugs in the bin.
The haul of drugs is catalogued on site before being taken off for analysis. Operation Falcon has struck a huge blow to the dealers.
It turns out that it could be one of Slough's largest ever drug seizures. We're talking figures well in excess of £100,000 worth of drugs were recovered from a property. An absolutely fantastic result because so much has been recovered, and the knock-on effects of that are that the drug scene in Slough is now getting tighter and tighter, and it's more and more difficult for people to fund their habits.
In fact, the raid netted over 100 grand's worth of crack and heroin. Fazal Noor later pleaded guilty to possessing the heroin and crack with intent to supply it. Two cops in Alabama have decided to pull over a car which is shown on the computer as not having a current owner. They know unregistered cars are often used by travelling criminals and approach the three occupants with caution, hands on their guns.
Hey man, step out over here for me. Go to, How you doing? Hey, shut your door, shut your door so nobody hits your car. How you doing? Can I see your driver's license, please? Okay.
A quick search of the driver uncovers no weapons, and the bloke says the car is in fact owned by his mum.
And who is Miss Beard or Mr. Beard?
That's my mom.
Your mom?
Beard, that's my mom.
Okay. Take your license and all that, and I'm gonna run this VIN and everything on the car, make sure everything's squared away.
Okay.
And appreciate your time. I'll be right back with you, okay?
Again, everything checks out fine.
Hey, Miss Norman, y'all take care, bud.
All right, have a good day.
Hey, can I ask you another question, Miss Norman? Miss Norman, also out here we also work highway interdiction, okay? What that is, we're trying to stop people from smuggling any type of stuff up and down the highways. Y'all don't have any weapons in the car, do you? Okay. Y'all have any large sums of illegal money or anything like that in the car?
No.
Okay. Y'all have any drugs or anything in the car?
No, we don't do. Like I told you, we just left some Raw's house. We go to some women's house.
Okay. All right.
Just sitting around.
Yeah, well, this is something I ask everybody while I'm out on my stops and all that, okay? You wouldn't mind if I search your vehicle then real quick? If you don't have anything, we'll get you right back on your way and all that.
I don't see why you should search my vehicle. You don't have no reason to search my
So why won't the bloke allow the cops to search his vehicle?
I ain't getting that. You said you were running to check on the
Yeah, well, that's why I'm asking permission.
I'm finna call my mama. I got to have my mama.
No, sir.
Stay right down there in
No, sir.
Twingate.
No, sir. You're gonna stay right up here.
My mama's staying in Twingate.
Sir.
I'm finna call my mama up here, man.
Sir, listen
Y'all
to
ain't
me.
finna harass me like that. I'm
Hey,
finna call my mama.
hey, no, hey.
I'm finna call my mama, man.
No.
I'm finna call my mama.
Hey.
Wait a minute, stay in the car. Stay in the car.
What's that? He's going for your gun.
He got it, right here. Stay in the car.
Stay in the car.
Luckily, the two cops had quietly called for backup, and more officers arrived to deal with the two blokes in the car.
Hang on, man.
I got some information about 25 involvement.
All three are arrested. Back at the station, the reason for the struggle becomes clear. Packed down the side of the front seat was a bag full of crack cocaine.
Because all the traffic stuff coming by, so what we did, we just went on ahead and I let my partner.
More worryingly, tucked under the floor mat, a deadly submachine gun. And a search of the boot revealed more drugs, 8 bags of uncut cocaine. The whole haul has a value of more than 40 grand. Simon and Chris are on patrol in Slough. The car's fitted with a state-of-the-art number plate reading camera that's attached to the police national computer. But not all the vehicles they see have number plates.
It's a cabriolet carriage.
With air conditioning.
Still a nice day for it. Hey.
An alert from their ANPR system tells the pair the owner of the car in front hasn't bothered to tax his vehicle.
You going to do the honours with the Herbert this time?
It's not the first time he's been pulled for no tax.
How you doing, all right?
Yeah, not bad.
The reason we've stopped you...
No tax.
Again.
Yeah. I'm just paying a fine. £158 from the DVLA.
Was that courtesy of us?
It was.
So how come you still haven't got any tax for it then?
It's simply because I'm skimmed, mate, honestly. It is purely because of that. I'm totally guilty. I've just afforded to pay the fine.
So it looks like he's going to have to pay another fine. But it's not just the tax that seems to be missing.
Have you insured it?
Sorry?
Have you insured it?
Yeah, mate.
No.
I'm not sure the name of the company.
What, just you to drive it on that car?
That car?
You've insured that car in your name?
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm the unluckiest guy in the world. Well, I really didn't want to drive the motor, and I drove the motor and then seen you. That's sod law, isn't it?
How's your luck,
Unlucky, certainly. And it's not going to get any better.
Sorry?
Where's that?
It's in Burnham.
As the driver gestures with his hand, he drops a small packet of weed onto the ground.
Well, I'm going to search you, okay, purely because of what you just done.
Yeah, that's fine.
With such a small amount of cannabis, the pair decide to deal with the offence at the roadside and issue the bloke with an official caution.
Hold that. Sit down. Well, I stood there doing a check in the door, and all of a sudden a bag of cannabis appears on the floor. I don't know what he's... I thought someone had asked him if he had any gear on him, but he didn't. He's just put his hand in his pocket, pulled it out, it's fallen on the floor. Bloke said he was unlucky, obviously extremely unlucky, because we weren't going to search him anyway. Still, there you go, he's given himself up now.
It turns out the bloke was OK with his insurance, but seemed to want to splash his cash on weed rather than road tax, and was reported for the offence.
The gentleman we stopped out on the street there had this secreted in his pocket, and he's been a little bit unfortunate because he's put his hand in his pocket in the nervous state that he was in, obviously with sweaty palms, and as he's taken his hand out of his pocket, this has come out with it and dropped to the floor, and he's done his best to cover it up by standing on it. But we got it back, so hey-ho, one of those things.
Some people may be beset by bad luck. Others make their own luck, like this American officer. He turns around, spots there's trouble down the highway, and jumps up and over the car roof. Luckily for him, the truck just misses the parked car. But this cop is not so fortunate.
Because you're shaking in this car. No, I'm okay. Are you all right? Do you get nervous around the police sometimes? Where did you stay at in Miami? Oh my God. Man, are you okay? Where did you stay at in Miami?
The pickup truck plows into the stationary vehicles, turning a routine stop into crushed metal.
Oh my God.
Remarkably, everyone escaped without serious injury.
You okay, man?
A police cruiser has been hijacked by a prisoner who's now using the cop car to batter his way to freedom. The race is now on to stop the stolen cruiser before the prisoner can escape. It's particularly dangerous as the highway is coned off for road repairs. And as the cop car makes a late right turn off the freeway, it traps a cone underneath. Emergency lights on and siren blaring, the hijacker manages to carve his way through the traffic as if he was responding to a real call. Innocent members of the public move out of his way. But one driver fails to see the danger. It's not deliberate, but the makeshift roadblock halts the fleeing car, and the real cops quickly surround the crashed motor. As the police deal with the hijacker, the innocent driver staggers from his wreck. Luckily, no one was seriously hurt in the smash, and the prisoner was rearrested and further charged with stealing the police car. Out in Reading, 2 Tango Victor teams are at the scene of an accident. A people carrier has been stolen by a 14-year-old youth and has crashed in a country lane after a lengthy pursuit. Jim Mahoney and his partner Pete Lloyd, Tango Victor 36, picked up the pursuit a few miles up the road.
We were sitting up in the Lyndhurst area of Reading. We heard over the local channel that one of the armed response vehicles, had picked up a stolen car. This vehicle had been stolen from Bristol after the driver had escaped from a prison van down there. So we started pursuing it around the Tylehurst area of Reading for several minutes, quite erratically, quite dangerously high speed, at some points up to sort of 60, 70 mile an hour and a 30. We went down towards the Bath Road, which is one of the main arterial routes of Reading. The lads, obviously being local, knew an area where they could ditch a vehicle down a narrow lane and obviously run. They took the route we thought they were going to take, came to a bollarded area, both our vehicles obviously pulled in behind. Unfortunately, we had a bit of contact with the subject vehicle. The lads, 3 of them, did get out and run, but were all caught within about 15 minutes.
Jim, brace yourself, going in.
So that's how the Tango Victor car ended up in the ditch. Waiting for the recovery truck, the team discussed the finer points of Lloydie's driving.
I think Lloydie reckons he's tried to handbrake it. As he's handbraked it, he's started sliding sideways. And as he's gone sideways, passenger and driver have both been out and running whilst it's still moving. And Lloydie's come down the outside and lost control.
Should be fine. Bit of cosmetic, bit of tea-cut, Ruffy.
Yeah. To be fair, parking's never been one of Lloydie's strong points, I gather, even in this driving course. Yeah, just park it over there, Lloydie.
The driver was indeed 14 and was later given a 2-year supervision order and tagged for 6 weeks. Chris and Charlie are back on patrol in Slough. It's not just hardened criminals they tackle. As many as 1 in 10 drivers still don't wear their seatbelts, and the cops just can't ignore the ones who fail to buckle up.
02. Number again, please.
No one wears their seatbelt around here either, look.
Yeah, that's a look. Young lady there, not wearing a seatbelt. Where's your seatbelt?
What about your seatbelt, Malone?
Oh,
Which way you going?
It would have been safer to put it on before you started driving, really, rather than trying to do it now. Never mind.
Put your seatbelt on.
He's not got his seatbelt on.
He's remembered his seatbelt now.
Good old boy, well done.
But it's not just seatbelts they're concerned about.
Look at him on his phone.
Is that what he was saying? He's on his phone.
Taxi driver is, I'm sure he is. Get alongside him, mate, and have a look.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. If you were on your phone, you wouldn't have cut me up at that roundabout. Now pull over here and we'll discuss it. Yeah, I don't care whether you're sorry. I'll pull over here.
Taxi driver.
The number of motorists caught driving and using mobile phones has risen by nearly 75% in just 1 year.
You came straight across us at that roundabout, didn't you?
I indicated...
Right, but you weren't in the right lane, were you?
No,
basically, you didn't indicate. You're on your mobile phone. You come straight across in front of us.
No, I did
all right?
indicate.
You're a professional driver.
Yeah, you're right, mate.
If you need your mobile phone, then you should have a hands-free kit. If not,
I do have.
put
This
your...
is on a speaker.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't at that moment, was it? It was held to your ear.
It was.
No,
I'm not going to deny that.
Yeah, it was held to your ear.
I couldn't hear it.
All right, you've cut us up at the roundabout. The bottom line is, you're a professional driver. You probably need your mobile phone for your work, okay? You probably need your driving licence for your work, don't you? You're a taxi driver.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Basically, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to caution you for the offence of careless and inconsiderate driving or driving without due care and attention.
In the car, the cab driver tries to make his excuses.
If I wasn't on the phone, then I would be concentrating more on the road.
Well, what's that say then? What's that say? If you just said it, haven't you? It's careless, isn't it? It's careless driving.
Careless,
yeah. If you weren't on the phone, you'd be concentrating more on your driving. That's careless driving in my book, isn't it?
It is careless
driving,
yeah.
So, you know, you could be getting points on your licence for that, couldn't you?
Right, we'll leave it there. Job done. All right. You will be registered now as having that official warning. All right, any more indiscretions, then potentially we'll see you in court.
The pair give him a lecture and send him on his way.
I should get your number plate done while you're here.
I'll get it sorted.
Yeah?
I'll show you.
All right. Okay, wonderful.
Another satisfied customer.
Yeah, bits camera. Doing his piece to camera, look.
In the UK alone, 140,000 motorists were caught using their mobiles without a hands-free kit, and the numbers appear to be increasing, as here on the M6. It's a serious distraction. Research shows that driving and chatting on your phone means you're 4 times more likely to have a crash. But some people don't need their mobile to cause mayhem on the roads. Here on the M6, the dozy driver has missed his turn, cuts across 2 lanes of traffic and the hash markings at the junction, forcing other drivers to jam on their brakes. Lunacy like this is a certain 3 points on your licence. If you do miss your turning, the best advice is to carry on to the next junction and then come back. Amazingly, some people seem unable to anticipate their route. Good driving isn't about doing everything at the last second, but it's all about watching the road ahead. Which is what the driver of this white van fails to do. Speeding down a hill in the wet, he doesn't see the car in front is turning right. Following his near miss, he drives over to the pub forecourt, no doubt to calm his shattered nerves. Taking advantage of the clear road is the black car overtaking on the right. It's swiftly followed by 2 bikes and the police car. So far, so good. But it all goes wrong when the car driver fails to spot the overtaking biker. Not bothering to use his mirrors, he clips the bloke, almost throwing the rider off his machine. A short distance down the road, it seems everyone is okay. It could have been far, far worse. Some drivers look competent, but only when they're going in a straight line. Here in North Carolina, the fleeing driver seems unable to make his monster American motor go round bends. He's managed the wrong way entirely by his own efforts. And only by ramming the cops does he make his way back on the road. He's soon in trouble again as he tries to negotiate the next turning. Putting his foot down, he bounces along the straight road. He again comes to grief at a junction, this time careering into shrubbery. Incompetence like this can only have one outcome. His failure to make the bend has ended in hitting a tree. That's certain to stop his flight. He's not much better at running, and he's quickly arrested. An up-and-coming rap artist is filming his very own pop video when he spots a burnout happening outside his house and rushes to catch it on tape. The driver loses control of the car and spins up the front lawn, rolling over one of the bystanders.
Call the police! Call the police!
Astonishingly, the injured spectator was released from hospital the next day, saved by rolling with the tyres and the softness of the ground.
Call the police! Call the police! Open the door! Open the door! Get the keys! Open the door! Call 1,000. Call 1,000. Let him sit right there. Let him sit there. Get the keys. Don't get him out, please. He going to fucking jail, man.
The driver was found to be drunk.
Tried to kill Ron Moore.
Charlie and Chris are back on patrol in Slough in their unmarked car. Behind them, they spot a lad who is not only on his mobile phone, but also seems not to be wearing his seatbelt. Their car is equipped with a sign which flips up and tells drivers to pull over.
Wait, one.
But this lad's paying so much attention to his call, he completely ignores the instruction and drives on regardless.
Yeah, I believe the Sunday unit was attached to a stolen motor vehicle, Queen's Road, in Slough, BMW.
Finally, he pulls over.
Do you think I've got any fixed penalty tickets?
Yes, I have the index. Yes, Tango 183, Charlie Delta November, BMW.
All right, come round to the front. It's no good trying to take your seatbelt off when it's not on, is it? Come on to the... Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, right. It looked like it was hanging... It looked like it's hanging down there.
No, it's under it.
What about your mobile phone? Don't tell me you're on it.
Admit that, yeah.
Where are you going then?
No.
Stand on the pavement then. Right. 2 reasons we stopped you. One, you're not wearing your seatbelt. One, you're on your mobile phone, yeah? You're driving along.
Seatbelt, I was.
Right, well, it didn't look like it from where we were, all right? Got your driving licence on you?
Chris decides to issue the bloke with a fixed penalty ticket for using his phone and gives him a few choice words about his driving and how he wears his seatbelt.
Right. Make sure you wear it, OK? You obviously weren't paying attention to the road because we flashed up one of our signs in the car and you didn't even... Yeah, you hardly noticed that, did you?
No, I did.
Oh, did you?
And I did have my belt and it was just under there.
Right.
So I wear my belt under there.
What good's that to see then? Not going to do you any good, is it? If you have an accident, if someone pulls out in front of you and you have a heavy accident, it'll rip your arm off, basically, if you're not wearing a shirt, OK? You may not think so, but it will do. It cause you really nasty injuries, burns, stuff like that. The amount of burns stuff you get off, stuff like that. So you want to be wearing something that's going to cover you, OK? You see people, we go to people who've been in these car crashes and they've got burns all around their neck and stuff like that. That's across your body. It's not going to do you any favours, is it? Yeah. All right? It's not that hot that you need to wear.
Well, it is, isn't it?
Is it? Crikey. All right.
Some people care more about their looks than their driving. This woman was captured at an accident black spot in North Wales, carefully applying her morning makeup. She's actually got her eyeliner in one hand and her compact in the other, leaving no hands for the wheel. A part-time bikini model, the woman was fined 200 quid for careless driving. It's amazing what people will do in control of a car. You couldn't make it up.
Next up over on Sky 1 and Sky 1 HD, the officers are going beyond the call of duty as they battle crime on the toughest shift of all in Night Cops. And here on Sky 3, there's a tough day in store for some intrepid explorers in Aztec wrecks.